Hi everyone, welcome back. Today in this video, we are going to learn about DRO. What is DRO? DRO is Dynamic Revenue Orchestrator. It's a tool in Revenue Cloud that allows or simplifies the process of order fulfillment. How does it do that? So, DRO helps to break down the product into small tasks that helps in fulfillment of the order easily. So now let's consider a scenario wherein you are purchasing an iPhone. So iPhone, when it is sold, you get the mobile and the charger. Let's say the charger and the manual along with it. Now, iPhone is our technical product, commercial product, and the product that are sold along with the iPhone or any other phone, uh, they are the technical product, meaning they are not shown to the customer or they are not enlisted as the products, but they are sold with the main product. So in the back end, let's say if you have placed an order for an iPhone from any e-commerce site, now the seller has to track or has to keep a track of what goes along with the product, the technical products. So they have to make sure that not only the phone, but the manual or say charger or the headphone should also be shipped. So when the order is placed, we get the details of all the line items that the customer has purchased, and then based on that, the fulfillment lines and orders gets created. So in case of our iPhone example, what is going to happen is we'll have the list of the order that the customer has purchased, meaning the iPhone. And along with that, what DRO will do is DRO will create a task or fulfillment line for all the other sub products like manual, headphones, chargers. And for each of them, it will have certain tasks to maybe ship it or procure it, or if there's any software installation to get those software procured, then install it. So all the process that happens to deliver an order from the seller to the customer is basically an order fulfillment process, and DRO helps us in that. So this is my order which I have already created, and it contains these lines. So now this is my data package which contains several child products. They are one time as well, and they are software products which are recurring, which will be monthly. So now let's see how the DRO process works. This is the order which is in draft status. So first step in this is to activate the order. Once we activate the order, we will have a fulfillment plan created, fulfillment order and fulfillment lines created. So now our assets are generated. That means the customer has successfully purchased it and it will be delivered to the customer. So on the back end, let's go to this decomposition tab. And here on the decomposition tab, you will see there are decomposition lines. So what this DRO has done is this has broken down the order into chunks, into different items, so that it can be tracked and procured or installed, whatever is the process for the fulfillment, that can be done separately for each of them. Now, let's view the orchestration plan to get a better idea of it. So this is how the orchestration plan looks like. Now, what does this signify or what does this tell us? So this is basically the step or the fulfillment steps for each of the product. Now, we have different steps that are supposed to be performed for each of the product to reach the customer. Now you can see we have different steps like validate order and scope, assign engineer, technical setup, testing, etc., etc. So we we can set up all these actions for different products that we have configured for the end user, and we can assign them to maybe a user or a group of user, and anyone who is available can then pick up those tasks and complete it. So now what this how can we proceed with this? So let's say I am viewing this order, I am viewing this orchestration plan, and I have so many steps that are yet to be completed. So let's say I have begun working on this, and I want to complete this step. I've completed it, but in the system I want to complete it. So I can simply complete it from here. Now the status gets updated. So similarly, all the tasks which are assigned to a person or a queue, they can be updated with their status, whether they are in progress or completed, or it's running behind time. So all of that can be configured here. Now let's see what this clockwatch denotes us. So if you hover over this, it says there's some threshold associated with this task. Now, let's say I have purchased antivirus, and I want that the software installation should be done within 24 hours. Okay, so I, as a seller, say that once you purchase the antivirus, the installation will be completed within 24 hours. So here I can give that threshold time. I will set the time as 24 hours over here, and this expected start date and completion time will tell me when it was started and when it is supposed to be completed. Completed is basically when the status will be marked as completed, that time will be stamped here. If, let's say, the person has not completed the task yet and it is within the threshold, it will show us on time. But let's say if it's not completed within time, so this will show us that the status of this task is pending. It's not yet completed, at risk. So the status will show us that the task was supposed to be completed, but it's not yet completed. And then this is actual start date and actual completion time. So here we had the expected start and expected completion. So if we are giving the 24 hours bandwidth, it will stamp the date, start time, and end time accordingly. But this here, actual start and completion time, will show actually how much time the person has taken to complete the task. So this is how every task here can be completed. Now we can have different tasks set up here. Let's say there's some task which is supposed to be gathering the information from some other system. So we can create a task which is then integrated with an API. It gathers the information from that API and then pulls in the data here. So even that task can be configured here. So then the other type is the auto task. So let's say I purchase some other product, and there's an auto task of, let's say, uh, updating the order details or updating the product details. So, or maybe assigning a subscription. That can be an auto task, and auto task is something which gets completed automatically. There's no manual intervention that is required. So there can be different groups for each of the product that you have added on the order. Like we have different groups. One is for data recovery, one is for data cloud storage. So all of this can be tracked separately and it can be worked upon separately. So this is how the DRO helps us in the order fulfillment. Now, once all the tasks are completed, the plan status gets updated as completed. So this is the way you can track the order fulfillment using DRO in Revenue Cloud. That's it for this video. Stay tuned for more informational videos. Thank you.